PG.
This is a big achievement for the tongue because we have a lot of the youths there where they come out and want to play ball the same way. And this just a put up on another level.
A lot of youths can't even wait to play on the new court because it's so official and it's something new to PG, you know, in a whole.
I have to thank the government of Belize because then they look out for PG, you know.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
We have been treated really on the Sugar City Morning Show. He is a candidate for the municipal elections come March 7th, and also I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Ruben Campus's participation here. I'd like to just quickly do a quick run-up of who are the people who are
part of the working team.
Obviously, Mr. Philip de la Fuente, who has been with us on different occasions, is the mayoral candidate.
Yes.
Okay? He has had experience in that position in the past. I'd like to also say Mr. Evan Williams from Catalyst Computers. Ms. Ajesha Cantun, I think she's currently a student, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Yourself, Mr. Cocom, Yara Calvieda, who is a teacher. This is Mr. Maito Data.
Maito Panades.
All right. Mr. Derek Sambula, Mr. Armando Mandi Osha, otherwise known as Chile, Pepper, and, well, that was it. Okay, 7 members. 7 members that constitute a working team for the development of Range Walk.
And I must say, Mr. Emmanuel, I feel very, very honored, grateful to be part of this distinguished team. I mean, we're a group of young, hardworking individuals that really have at heart Orange Walk Tongue, really have at heart the development of our fellow Belizean. The leader that we have always gives us the impression that Belizean, have that civic pride, be active in their community, and stand up for those that don't have a voice for themselves. Good morning to Mr. Philip de la Fuente, and good morning to my team members. They're a very, very great collective group of people that want to get a job done and will get a job done to take Orange Walk Tongue into the future.
Particularly like that little leaflet, I think. I don't know if I have a copy of it as I speak, but
I have a lot of leaflets.
You know, and it says that, and each one is captioned, and I am ready to work for you.
Yes, that's right. We are.
We are.
We've been ready.
That's significant because it's not just little phrase that they add on to get your vote, but because it is a reflection of the kind of people that are involved in this movement. Yes, we do have there the list of all the members. Miss Ajesha Canton.
Yes, Ajesha is a student right now. Very, very proactive. She works great with kids. Has at heart developing the young minds of Orange Walk Kingdom. She's a youth that sees the needs of young people in town right now, and I can tell you, working with Ajesha, she has a lot of plan. Actually, she has a very, very good plan of developing a self-sustainable daycare center. Now imagine single mothers and people that didn't go to high school that want to go back and further their skills, or a single mother needs to get a job to feed her family. Miss Ajesha Canton has developed a plan. It's very, very practical. It's something that can be accomplished.
Okay. Let's take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Campos. Good morning, Mr.
Mr. Martinez. Good morning, Mr. Kokom.
Good morning. Good morning.
Sir.
Well, look, Ruben,
Good morning.
we worry me about the PUP. I afraid for them bad boy because then they talk about rebirth. And the one two thing where they say, the rebirth of the PUP. You know how much money gone down from with social, from yes, from the social security, the 3.34 million gone under the PUP. Because the DSL gone under the PUP. The total under the PUP. And the Intelco, you know what I mean, all of them things gone under the PUP, and they said the revert. If you notice the one here where one run Premiera for Rosal, $690.60 again. That are the revert we get me. We've prayed for them, then we can't vote for them. The Tiger got too much spot. You know what I mean? The Tiger then got too much spot. Out with it. Vote Belizeans, vote the UDP. Be careful. You see Chihuahua, they go wrong in the major people land. The high tax where they will look to ship power afterward if they should get in and sit down. We can't afford that. Roll them out now. All of them. Bye.
Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla.
And again, as you can, to reflect on your Carla, remember at the beginning that, again, I will go to Delby where she said the good Lord is unchangeable, but all these people who have been doing these bad things, they are changeable. And that is why the people of Orange Walk are going to change them to put the UDP 17. How can you have a municipality, a town council going house to house to measuring people yard for increase their taxes and property taxes and such? First, you have to develop the economic growth so that people can have the money to be able to live, sustain themselves as what is being planned by the UDP team. We listened very, very carefully to the word rebirth. How can you rebirth something that is dying, that is dead, that is gone and buried? And the previous Callahan said, you can't bring back the PUP that has put us in this mess. We have to move forward into the new highway with a team that is prepared to build and work and upgrade our community and our country as a whole. And that's the UDP team. And another point, Carla, thank you for those things. That reflects what Emmanuel said. So much money collected, so much money spent. What do do with it? There has to be accountability.
Sugar City Morning Show, good morning. Buenos dias.
Buen buenos días.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Buenos
Aquí
días.
en Guiligrás ni luz de acá atrás no hay nada de luz que queremos saber nosotros y somos votantes rojos.
Ok, muy bien. Okay, en este show estamos tratando los asuntos del pueblo y claro que sí, es un asunto que debe de darse y debe de atender inmediatamente, y créeme que lo estaremos pasando a las personas que deben de estar viendo sobre esto, y muchas gracias por tu llamada.
Yeah.
Y solo quiero hacer mencionar de que el Belize Electricity Limited tiene un plan ahorita que va a comenzar en unas próximas semanas para poner luz en aldeas, en el pueblo y calles particular, y todo eso es lo que ha mencionado la persona que llamó, está incluido por allá. And that is part of the BEL program right now as we speak.
A little while ago, I opened up the financial statements of the Orange Walk Town Council, and it seems to me that of all the revenue sources that they have, one of it being property tax revenue, and the other one being the traffic revenue. I can recall that this portion here, which is the traffic revenue, previously the town councils did not get that money. It used to go into the coffers of into the consolidated fund, whatever it is that you call it, okay? But it seems to me that so many years afterwards, the people of Orange Walk are not getting the full benefit of what it was intended to be. Almost $2 million, ladies and gentlemen, being generated under the traffic revenue. When it comes to motor vehicle license, $1,033,000. Motor vehicle registration, 39,000. Duplicate MV motor vehicle registration and driver's license, just for duplicates, 15,000. Driver's license, more than $500,000. And traffic violation tickets, 53. Learner's permits, 70,000. Other traffic revenues, 148. Motor vehicle license plates, 15,000. Almost $2 million. we are not seeing the full benefit of this money. In other words, it was originally intended to be able to be used and put back into the town.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
When Rave Gonzalez was the mayor of Orange Walk, under his term, which was a UDP town council, you could see the transformation of the taxes coming to the municipality in terms of the traffic, the entire traffic department, which you have indicated gave us what, $2.8 million. No, this was intended for infrastructure work. For continuing to upgrade the works and whatnot. But when you look at the figures that you gave us, the expenditure on the higher end of salaries versus that goes down to the development is what, 1.8 million, I believe.
My point, Ruben, is that
So-
if you take $2 million a year, and if you multiply it by 6 years,
You're
you
talking
have
about 6
12.
million.
No, for 6 years you end up being 12 million. There is no need to float no bond.
But again, the caller said,
You understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
what report do you want when this present PUP Town Council is not giving you a value for money report? A value, that is what the caller was referring to. So you need accountability, transparency that has been talking about, but that can only happen when you have a UDP working team in place that will connect with the people to be able to have accurate information. Now, imagine the people getting this information on a month-to-month basis so that they will be able to evaluate what is happening with their monies.
Mr. Ruben, just to add to that, was it, because this is more in your time, I believe Mr. Philip de la Fuente wasn't privileged as well to get that traffic, the traffic monies into the town council at his time.
But I will tell you what Philip de la Fuente did.
Yes.
You see the entire parking space there on the Bayrock side? He had grader, loader, truck, pick up from one end to the end and a whole line of equipment to work for the people of Orange Walk. He built the whole shed from Queen Victoria Avenue all the way there. As soon as they got in, they hurry take off, cut it down, take off the zinc, and I don't know what they do with it. You understand? And so instead of building, they destroy. And again, that is what the caller said. You don't want no report of people who will destroy your economy, who will destroy your community. You need people like Philip and Rave that will continue to build. And Philip, again, with his working team, will put a stronger base so that we can accelerate the growth, because we're behind growth and we need to move forward. And,
Yeah,
and it's good. It's a good point that you bring up.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up as well because Mr. Philip, on our campaign trail, informs the people that when he campaigned for the mayor, he pledged that he would have gotten all the equipment that he needed. He wasn't privileged to all the finances that is being allotted now to our town council. However, he got the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you elect us into your town council, March 7th, 2018, our focus is to develop the modern bus terminal, something that we need for our traffic department, for our transport industry here in Orange Walk Town. And he will deliver again. If he was handicapped back then and still got the job done, know that he have these privileges, the job will supersede, will be paramount, I can't find the other adjective, but they are better than when we did it last time.
Okay, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean.
Yes,
Eventually, what I would like, just to quickly finish with that train of thought that I have, is that I'd like to see a refocusing of the monies that are being brought in.
Yes.
Because I think that is important, rather than having a top-heavy town council with people being paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm not going to mention names. I don't even know who it is, believe me. But it would seem to me rather, wrong to be spending more than $2.25 million on salaries rather than infrastructural development, rather than building roads, rather than repairing drains, rather than developing a master plan for Orange Walk, rather than having so many things that would make Orange Walk so much better and brighter. But no, they seem to be spending all the money very simply on salaries. It's a top-heavy crew that is up there. top heavy. In other words, this town council is spending more than $2.25 million on salaries. That includes obviously the wages for the people downstairs, because there's a clear distinction between upstairs and downstairs. You know what I mean?
Mr. Emmanuel, I like that you brought up the workers of the town council. Whenever we're on the campaign trail, Mr. Philip, anywhere we are, any employee that knows Mr. Philip during his tenure at the town council always stops. Morning, boss. Morning, Mr. Philip. That just goes to show you the human he is, the leader he is, right? He's someone that connects with the inner person, gets you motivated to get the job done. He motivates us, the working team. We will deliver for you because we have a leader that motivates you, wants to see better for you, wants to see better for his tongue. Mr. Philip de la Fuente has been through the mill before, came out, and now is willing to jump back in the driver's seat and take us to where we need to go with a UDP central government that has pledged their support for taking a stunted Orange Walk into the Orange Walk tongue that needs to be in par with all the rest of the country.
No, I agree with you with that comment when you said when the workers talk about him, hey boss, I walk frequently, not every day, frequently by the town council, and the workers talk about the comparison of the two mayors, and it's very heartwarming to hear the workers themselves say, why nosotros vamos a votar para Philip porque es un mayor, un jefe que él viene con nosotros, convive con nosotros, and when they have the get together, he sit down, eat with them, wash their hands together and do whatever, and the people, the workers of the Orange Walk Town Council who are currently working there are going to vote for Philip de la Fuente and the UDP team. If they are there and they recognize the leadership of Philip and his team, all we can do is join with those people and ask all the voters of Orange Walk to go in harmony on election day on March 7th, and let us all vote for Philip de la Fuente and the UDP team. The workers that are there, like you rightly say, every day they say, bye, estamos esperando que venga ese día porque vamos a votar para Philip y su equipo. We want Philip back. The workers, and they say, no worry about it, shot. He said, the boss tell me we have to put it on, we put it on, but they're going to vote for Philip de la Fuente and the UDP team.
I'm glad to hear. And how did you expect to get that positive? And I got it is very positive. That positive reception from the people, or did it come to you as a surprise that people welcome you into their homes and so on?
Most of us are relatively new to the political arena. Myself in particular, I like to mention it to the guys that I had a campaign fan I did in my belly. Everybody know my mama for the campaign, pregnant. And we grew up in appreciating the way how the political game works. I always saw myself eventually stepping up, wanting to become a leader. I'm a leader in my own right, but I want to show myself and my abilities.
Well, you want to develop your leadership qualities.
I continuously try to do that. The welcome that we've received in the homes of Orange Walk Town in the east was very, very good. In Orange Walk Central, where I grew up in Yuan, it couldn't have been more encouraging. The people really, really spoke out to us. We listened to them. They told us, they gave us that extra nudge that we needed on the days that we felt that, man, this is the last street.
No, you mentioned Orange Walk Central. Orange Walk Central is very important because for so many years under a PUP representative has not benefited anything at all from that.
Well,
from that arrangement.
That's another big story, Mr. Manuel. I grew up in Orange Walk Central, and I see what other constituencies get, and I would only say to myself, why aren't the majority of us getting the same? I believe, Mr. Emmanuel, that if you're a successful area representative, your success shouldn't be measured by the amount of elections that you win. Your success should be measured by the quality of lives that you've improved over the years. The the better the quality of life of the constituents in your area, the better your constituency will be, the better your countrymen will be. And that's how I measure a leader. I measure Mr. Philip de la Fuente as a good leader because the people that he influenced and the people that he assisted while he was a mayor isn't minute, isn't selective. It's a group that encompasses all of Orange Walk Town. And he has that drive to do it again.
Understand. So given that background that they have been pretty much forgotten by the current representative, I think that they are literally hollering out.
We want a change. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I think this election is the beginning of a change in the Orange Walk district as a whole, particularly in Orange Walk Central, because while Johnny has been winning because he gets the vote, the people have been losing. In this election, the people of Orange Walk Central want to win. And the only way the people of Orange Walk Central can be given a victory is by you guys going campaigning and the people voting for the UDP team. A UDP town council is a win for the people of Orange Walk Central, particularly, including the East and the North, but particularly for Central, because you will have a UDP town council that will go to Belmopan to lobby with the Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Dean Barrow, and tell him, we need you, we need help. Our area representative is not asking but complaining, but we want to ask for more and betterment for Orange Walk. And that is why it's important that this election, the people will win by voting for the UDP 17.
Mr. Robin, you're a man of the numbers. Which demographic or which age range will be influencing this election?
We have the young people.
Exactly.
The young people that are looking for a future. The young people that want a representative that will listen to them. And I like your question because you lead me to answer. I don't want to take away from you because you are the candidate, which we fully support. But the young people, and I mentioned this young fellow, Luis Aguilar, along with his team, developed an app and that's being used by BTL across the country, going to the Caribbean region as we speak. That was done because the United Democratic Party, under the Ministry of Education, Youth and Culture, under our Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Patrick Faber, created this program through the PUC to have these scientific things to attract the young people to develop their minds.
For them to congregate and develop each other.
You spoke about that earlier. So you are synergized. You found a partnership in your young mind with what the central government is doing for young people. And that is what the young people want to see. They want to see a group of people being elected to go and look after the interest with respect for the elderly and particularly for the single parents as you're coming up and for Yara also, who have this feel for young people and for the elderly also. So you have a dynamic team that fills the requirement of an application to be a municipal council for Orange Walk. So people of Orange Walk, I invite you to join us and vote for Philip de la Fuente and the 6 UDP councillors, 7 red down the line.
A little while ago, I was asking Jose about projects that were close to his heart, and also we were talking about the development of certain units within the town administration that would help address some of the current conditions, some
Yes.
of the deficiencies in the system. And one of the things that quickly came to mind was the need for a public health support unit. Now, a lot of people must be wondering, what exactly is that? Can you talk to us more about your plans in that respect?
Well, Mr. Emmanuel, the team came up with a plan that we see the need of looking after the public health of Orange Wakenos. And we know that the resources that we have currently are limited. Mm-hmm. But if we can redirect some of the resources that are available to the municipality and form a health support unit, like it's rightly said, support the health department and focus on the municipality, then that would take us further into looking after the well-being of every individual.
Case in point.
Okay.
There are a lot of overgrown yards.
Yes, not abandoned lots.
Yes, abandoned lots. And it would seem to me that up to a certain point, the Public Health Bureau is overburdened.
Yeah.
I will not be casting stones
No, but
at
it's
their
a it's a heavy
but
task.
It's a truth that 5 people cannot possibly oversee the entire public health
For the district.
for the entire district.
Yeah.
And and if you can understand that this includes food, this includes restaurant, food including that is the public vendors, the restaurants, the latrines, the water supply unit. You're talking about so many the overgrown lots, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And 5 people to work on that doesn't begin to do that. So there are certain deficiencies.
Yes.
Certain lots within town limits are overgrown, and people complain, and people complain, and people complain, and nothing seems to be done about that.
Yes.
There are certain powers that the town council has to be able to get property tax back, and even I would believe sort of like come into an arrangement with the owner, tell you what, I will do that I will clean the yard for you, but it's not being done. Politics always get into this thing, and sometimes the follow-up aspect of this thing is never carried through.
Yeah.
How is this what you were thinking of?
Well, in regards to the function of the health support unit, we have planned to have them be in charge of certain sectors of the town. They will look after various aspects of public health. And for example, you Emmanuel, has a lot that isn't well maintained. We'd approach you, okay, Mr. Emmanuel, you have arrears in such an amount for property tax. If you maintain that lot, if you assist us by alleviating the cost of sending our resources to deal with the lot, if you maintain it yourself, we can give you discounts. In other areas, probably in the property tax of not only that lot or in another lot, it goes to influence and act as an incentive for people to contribute their fair share into the town.
I see that the town council has not been getting much success in collecting property tax arrears, in other words, for prior years.
Yeah.
If they had budgeted 460 to receive 416,000, a dismal 83,000 was collected, which is terrible.
Well, they have not been doing their job, Emmanuel and Jose. They have not been doing their job in working with the community.
And maybe it's a lack of incentive that they have.
I think to me it's public education. Public education to know that this town belongs to all of us. All of us need to participate. And the public health support team works in many aspects. You talk about the food. If you want investment, you want the tourists that are coming, we need to have
certain standards set.
Some standards set correctly. And remember, the public health department, the officers the Ministry of Health can do training to municipal public health assistants who may also be considered local public health officers.
Municipal
public health officers. So the eye is there to be open for development. You have neighborhoods where they can go and look at, for example, the yard, the drain, to advise the council, maybe we need some chlorination in this area. Very good point that you mentioned, the hotels, to ensure that they are up to the standard, so that we can be able to have a bigger window for people to come to our municipality, to spend more, to join with the business community, to have more economic growth. So public health encompasses a wide range, and by having your municipal public health officers, I am pretty sure it's going to be a key model, not only for Orange Walk, but for the rest of the other municipalities. Keeping people healthy at all times. A healthy person is a productive person.
Yeah, to add to that, Mr. Ruben, where I work, I'm in charge of quality control. Quality control has checks and balances to ensure that the final product is not only safe, but it's of high quality. We have to implement certain standards, certain checklists, certain procedures to ensure that the end product is the product that the customer requires. Our customer, the municipality, the citizens. We will develop and I will share my knowledge of quality control management systems that I've been privileged to understand how to operate, to help design, and allow it to seep into every single part of the municipal management and activities of the municipality, of the town council. That's my contribution to the town council.
All right, all right. That is very good there. But it only stands to reason that if you have been excelling at the work that you do, some of that eventually will seep down into the work that you'd like to be doing for the town council.
Honestly, I don't want to seep. I want to flush through.
Okay, all right. I was just borrowing the same word that you use. Okay, the more you read through these financial statements, the more you find inconsistencies, and you were left wondering what in the world was going on. If you have you're paying the people who work upstairs over $1 million to do their work, how is it that they cannot come up with plans and schemes to collect 416,000 and end up only with 83? Is it that perhaps they're not adept at being able to do that? And how is it also think that if you have a property tax discount of $72,000, which means that you only collected 83, mind you, but you gave $72,000 in discounts. So, was it discount of 50% discount?
It's close to 50%.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, the way I see it is that the team of the UDP team is an intelligent team, well-educated, well-prepared, and like Jose just mentioned, he is definitely a proactive person, a thinker, somebody who is not complacent, somebody who is not, Michael just settle for doing this way. No. You're going to do this, you're going to do it right. You're going to do it well. You're going to ensure that you get the results that you wanted.
And troubleshoot when things
go wrong. So I invite you to consider giving them the vote. In fact, I'm asking you to give them the vote because I think at the end of the day that when they have an opportunity to come here and talk to you and let them know more about themselves and open their hearts to you, then consider it. Consider it. Even those people who are being blinded by politics, being blinded by colors, by fanatism, les invito a que consideren dando el voto al equipo UDP para un cambio, para un mejor Orange Walk.
Yes, Mr. Emmanuel. I'd also like to extend out to the youths of Orange Walk Town, the young people who are the greater demographic of this election. Youths, I'm a young person. I'm part of this generation that's going to vote. People like come with the mantra of the youths are the future. The youths are the future. Let's stop listening to the youths of the future and be the youths that prepares Orange Walk for the future. Be the proactive set of youths that will look back in our time and say, man, our generation was the one that made the decisive decision to take Orange Walk out of where it was into the grand metropolis that the UDP 7 wants to take it to.
Thank
Youths,
you.
Please, we're asking you for your support. We have you at heart because we know that every single youth has the potential to do great things, but we will allow the institutions that has the capacity to develop you come into Orange Walk and get the job done because you deserve it. Orange Walkenians across the board, we are listening to you. Ocho Benke, we are coming to you next. Please, we are asking you for support on the leadership of Mr. Philip de la Fuente and a wonderful, talented, well-oriented team. We will get the job done for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jose. Thank you very much. Ruben, your parting words?
Well said, Jose. I am a registered voter from Orange Walk Central. So I know what Orange Walk Central has been going and what it needs. I, Ruben Ricardo Campos, pledge to you, and I raise my hand for all the beautiful people of Orange Walk and Sugar City, that one day it is all our dreams to see Orange Walk as the new Orange Walk Sugar City, the way it should be in the development, as you said, the metropolis. I will vote for Philip De La Fuente and the 6 UDP candidates. I will vote 7 UDP down the line. I will put my X next to Philip and the other 6 candidates, right next to the little red square box. I'm going to put that X there. I will put that for my grandchildren. I will put that for their children. And I will put that X for them so that all of us can walk on a road that we will build together so that we can grow for a better future. As you rightly said, youths, this is your opportunity to place your landmark and your historic mark. Let's join together and vote for the UDP 7 on March 7, 2018.
Bueno, a este punto nada más me queda darle las gracias a toda la audiencia, to give thanks to all the participants and also to the viewing audience and the listening audience. Thank you very much. Just a quick reminder that this show repeats again tonight on Channel 10, Nortevisión, at 9 o'clock. But by all means, we will be back with you tomorrow morning at the same hour. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Well, maybe just quickly take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Yes, well, we're going to do work one time. When we're in a central government, have the tax food.
No, ma'am. I would like to correct you. The thing is that we need to be in the town council as well, and that's why we're asking for your vote, so that we can work hand in hand with the central government.
Can I say something, Mel, with your permission? Thank you, caller. And you see, that is why we're offering our working UDP team. You said, let the central government do it. We have general elections to elect our representatives, and that is why Orange Walk Central representative has not been doing his work. And you rightly said, well, you know why UNO don't do it now? And that's the same question you should pose to the present PUP Town Council, why they are not doing it now. And that's why we're asking you and all the people of Orange Walk to do exactly what you want to done for Orange Walk. Let's get the job done with the working team by voting for Philip De La Fuente and my colleague here and the 6 UDP down the line. Thank you, Carla. You hit it on the head.
Thank you very
7.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, muchas gracias. Thank you very much for the privilege of being able to come into your homes. And if you're on the road, thank you very much for listening to us. It has been a pleasure to be here with you. And I'd like to wish you all success during the course of the day. Take care. We see each other tomorrow. And thank you very much. Que tengan un bonito día a todos. Bendiciones a todos. Hasta luego. Nos vemos.
City Morning Show.